What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing a Raw recap. We started off with a review of the Greatest Royal Rumble, and then Roman Reigns comes out to a sea of boos. Reigns brings up a recap of the steel cage match at the Greatest Royal Rumble to show that his feet hit the floor first, which in all actuality it did. He tells the crowd that you're looking at the real Universal Champion. By the sound of the crowd, they seriously disagree with Roman Reigns, with a Roman sucks chant. He then starts to cut a promo on Samoa Joe, to which he's cut off on the Titantron by Samoa Joe, who says he's going to put Roman Reigns to sleep. Then Jinder Mahal comes out. He starts to run down Roman Reigns and says he's going to beat him tonight. And then Sami Zayn comes out and says that he will be facing Roman Reigns. Then Kevin Owens comes out and says that he wants Roman Reigns. Then they go into a crowd vote, to which Kevin Owens gets the biggest pop. And then a big fight breaks out. As the heels are beating up Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley comes out for the save. He gets beaten up. And then Braun Strowman comes out and cleans house. I'm sorry, this opening bit went way too long, got really boring, really quick. Everyone's going, oh, I'm facing Roman Reigns. No, I'm facing Roman Reigns. Oh, shut up.
Yes, get on with it!
This all culminates into a 6-man tag team match later on tonight. Great. We then have Elias in the ring, wasting more time as usual. And we go to our first match, Bobby Roode versus Elias. This is a pretty good match. There was a lot of offense between both of them. Elias did an impressive slam on Bobby Roode, throwing him halfway across the ring. Elias had most of the offense in this match, though. It ended with Elias throwing Bobby Roode into the exposed section of the turnbuckle, throat first. The referee calls the match. Elias gets on the mic and names himself the winner of this match. Like I said, this was actually looking to be pretty good. I wasn't crazy about the ending of it, but it was a good match. We then have the Authors of Pain versus a bunch of jobbers. In a backstage interview, the two jobbers from Quebec were way too excited to be getting this ass whipping that's going to be coming to them. As you can guess, it was a squash match. The Authors of Pain won. Next, Seth Rollins comes out. He cuts a promo about the past couple of weeks. He talks about not wanting to be a part-time champion like Brock Lesnar, and that he wants to be a fighting champion, which I kind of have to agree with. It's kind of sad that the second-tier belt holds more prominence than the top belt on the brand. But anyways, Finn Balor comes out. He tells Seth Rollins that he wants a shot at the IC title, and what better time to do it than tonight. Seth Rollins then goes to the crowd and asks them, and they respond with a resounding "we." Then the Miz Taraj come out. I don't know why they're still being called the Miz Taraj, being that the Miz is no longer with them. They make a proposal to Seth Rollins and Finn Balor to recreate the Four Horsemen. Seth Rollins tells them no, and then a big fight ensues. Rollins and Balor fight off the Miz Taraj, and then Finn Balor lays out Seth Rollins. We then have Sasha Banks versus Ruby Riott with the Riott Squad in her corner. This was actually a decent match, although I fear we're going to be seeing this combination for quite some time. Ruby Riott had most of the offense in this match. Sasha Banks was able to get the bank statement locked in, but Sarah Logan distracted the referee to allow Liv Morgan to pull Ruby Riott out of the hold. Later on, Sasha Banks went up to the top rope, and Ruby Riott got the Riott kick to Sasha Banks for the pin. We then have a backstage interview with Titus Titus Worldwide. He talks about what happened at the Greatest Royal Rumble. He's interrupted by Baron Corbin, which was just basically just useless, although it did set up for later on. We then have Matt Hardy talking about the adventures that he and Bray Wyatt have had. Apparently now they're time travelers. I'm still trying to get behind the whole broken/woken Matt Hardy thing. I'm giving it every bit of the benefit of the doubt because I know it was popular in TNA. But as of right now, I'm still having a hard time understanding it. Maybe I have to go online and check out some of his past stuff. We then come to the 6-man tag team match. Jinder Mahal, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, and Braun Strowman. Yay. Once the heels finish playing patty cake on who's going to be starting first, Roman Reigns attacks Sami Zayn. This was an alright match. I'm not crazy about tag team matches where they just throw people all together just to make a match. Braun Strowman was saved for last, and he ran amok through all the heels. Strowman got the power slam on Kevin Owens for the win. I honestly thought they were going to have some type of thing for Braun Strowman, being that he won the Greatest Royal Rumble this past Friday, but it was really barely mentioned with the exception of recaps. We then have Baron Corbin versus No Way Jose. We're finally going to do this time. Baron Corbin comes out with a microphone. He runs his mouth. The crowd responds with boring. No Way Jose comes out with his conga line. I guess Baron Corbin's going to be okay with it this time. I was actually thinking this was going to be a good match. It actually had some potential to it. Just as it started getting interesting, Titus Worldwide comes out. They come walking down the ramp. They play up the slide that happened at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Titus O'Neil gets up onto the ring and slips and falls, which was straight out stupid. Baron Corbin gets distracted in all this and allows No Way Jose to roll him up for the pin. Like I said, this looked like it was going to be a good match, but it straight out sucked. We then have Natalya with Ronda Rousey in her corner versus Mickie James with Alexa Bliss in her corner. This was kind of a short match. There was a good bit of offense. Alexa Bliss got up on the apron to interfere, but Ronda Rousey chased her down. They spent the last bit of the match running around the ring. Natalya won with a roll-up. After the match, Nia Jax comes out and runs Alexa Bliss out into the crowd. We then come to our main event, Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental title. This was a really good match. I liked it. Finn Balor was showing a ton of offense, and a lot of the times it looked like he was going to win it. Seth Rollins went for his suplex Falcon Arrow combo, and after the suplex, Finn Balor reversed it into a Falcon Arrow of his own. After a good bit of back and forth between both Rollins and Balor, Seth Rollins got the curb stomp for the win. Like I said, this was a good match. I honestly thought Finn Balor was actually going to take it with this one. So now Seth Rollins will be facing The Miz at Backlash this Sunday. This is actually a pretty good Raw. I liked it. For a go-home show for the pay-per-view, it was pretty good. The beginning kind of drug out, but it actually came out through the end and was a pretty good show. What I'll do for this episode of Raw Recap, I'll be back tomorrow for the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw, what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.